Good morning, everyone. Good evening, international friends. How are we all doing? Sorry, it's cold. Let me get my blankie. It's cold. How's everybody doing? Okay, so, beautiful people. For those of you who haven't met our main character yet, her name is Sin. You are a tiefling and a wizard. Level 5, I think I may have said that already. We are leveled up 3 levels in wizard, 2 levels in ranger. The reason that we multi-classed into ranger is because it gives us the ability to cast cure wounds if we need to heal ourselves or somebody else in the heat of battle. It also gives us the ability to be proficient in light armor, medium armor, and shields, which, if anybody knows, as a wizard, we're incredibly squishy. We have 36 hit points though, which is more than what you would usually get for a wizard at this level. And we have an armor class of 17. For those of you who don't know how armor class works, so you know how we roll to hit, that means out of a 20 plus modifiers, a enemy has to get above a 17 to be able to hit us. Yeah? So that's very good. Originally we were on 11, so just under a 50% chance that we were going to get hit. You don't want that, especially in a solo campaign. So we've boosted our armor class to 17, which is, excuse me, very respectable. And as long as we have armor on, we get a +1. So we've gone from a 16 to a 17 by wearing armor. This is us here. We're beautiful. We have long blue hair. We have half plate armor on. We're pretty fucking badass. We wield a quarterstaff and we have lots of spells. If you want to know more about what's in our inventory and what's in our spell list, you can !sin, spelled S-Y-N-N, and it'll take you to a picture of her and give you all of her stats. We don't know sound like from the South. I think every American's default is from the South when I do an American accent. We lost a bunch of friggin' money. So, that takes us to a recap of the story, right? We commenced our adventure in a tavern known as Boulder's Plate. The tavern is situated at a crossroads where lots of travelers and adventurers and merchants kind of stop for the night. It's not associated with any city. It was quite literally a tavern in the middle of a forest. The forest is known as Westmoon Pines, and that is the region that our adventure takes place in. So we found ourselves in this tavern called Boulder's Plate in a arm wrestling match with the barmaid. This beautiful green skin, muscle bound half orc woman. And being a squishy wizard, kind of bit off a little bit more than we could chew, didn't we? And we lost. I'm pretty sure we lost with a nat 1 too, and we kind of sprained our shoulder a little bit. And then I think it may have been Winnie. Somebody rolled a D100 for how many gold pieces we lost, knowing that we had a maximum of 100 gold pieces to our name at this time. And as Winnie correctly points out, we lost a bunch of money. We lost 65 gold pieces. So we have 35 gold pieces, which to a commoner is a lot of money. To an adventurer of our expertise level, that's going to buy us 1 healing potion at 20 gold piece a potion. Maybe we could buy it at 2 for 35, but then we've got no money. We definitely have money for food, we definitely have money for board, basic upkeep of weapons and that sort of thing, but financially we're not doing too great. Oh wait, yeah, it was me. We just need to rob someone. Always an option. Yeah? Okay, so whilst at the bar, after we lost, we decided that we were there because we were looking for work. Well, you decided you were there because you were looking for work. And we found a very drunk, very sad halfling man in the corner of the bar. We decided he was probably our best bet for some kind of clue or some kind of adventurer work. So we decided to approach him. And through a very drunken, tearful conversation with him, what did we discover, chat? We discovered that he had recently fled his village of Thornhaven, which was only half a day's travel away from the inn, because something wasn't quite right in the village. People that he had known all his life were starting to act strange. They seemed to be slowly going mad, weren't they? They were slowly going mad, and some had started to turn a bit violent. And this particular halfling, we never learnt his name, by the way. This particular halfling decided, fuck it, I'm out. And before anything had time to get worse, he just thought, nah, not for me. I'm gonna leg it. I'm gonna flee. And so he's just left the village that day, and he's feeling a little bit guilty, down on his luck. And so he's drunk at this bar telling us about this curse. So being the adventurers we are, being, you know, the experienced, battle-worn wizard fighter, I guess, that we are, we've decided this sounds like a very good opportunity for work. Or if we're feeling particularly altruistic, to help some people in need. Yeah? Our character doesn't have an alignment. Our character's actions are purely based on what you decide, chat. So maybe we're there for money. Maybe we're there for fame. Maybe we're there because we just want to help. Regardless of our motivations, though, that's where we decided to go. And so we departed the inn. The sun had begun to set. And we thought, okay, well, it's a day's travel. We still got a few hours of good light ahead of us, and we'll make our way to Thornhaven. Departing Baldur's Plate, heading into West Moon Pine Forest. And what did chat decide to do? This is why I fucking love you guys making the decisions. It got dark. Yeah? We needed to set up camp. Yeah? So we had an opportunity to roll a perception check to find somewhere good to camp for the night. Can't remember who it was, but someone had a very, very mediocre roll. And despite, if you had rolled a little better, finding a beautiful clearing, you know, 30 feet from the road, sheltered from the wind, sheltered from passers-by on the road, we decided, you know what, fuck it, we're tired, don't have that much energy, I just put a lot of effort into losing an arm wrestling competition. Let's just find a boulder on the fucking side of the road, and let's set up a camp 5 feet from the edge of the road behind a boulder. That'll do. Seems like a perfectly logical place to sleep for the night. We'll just sleep near a rock. It's you again, Winnie. But that was the consequence of a roll. You guys actually decided, when I said, okay, so how would you like to prepare to bed down for the night? To light a fire. To light a fire 5 feet from the edge of the road behind a boulder. Now, you were very lucky that in my plans for that part of the story, and in my roles, no meanies or bandits were walking past that bit of road that night. Very lucky. But what you were unlucky enough to discover was that something else lurked in that wood. Something else was lurking in that wood. Something a little crazed and very angry and thundering through the woods, disturbing you from your sleep. This giant female ogre smelling peculiarly like, what do we say? Like rotting grass. That kind of like earthy, grassy smell came like lumbering into your camp at night. And Alicia, I remember it was you with a roll of 19 on insight. You were able to see that this creature was incredibly unfriendly, that it meant to harm you, that although you know that ogres can be spoken to, they're quite dim-witted creatures, despite all of that, you could see in its eyes that it didn't seem right. Something was off about it, and it meant you harm, and no matter of anything was going to take you away, was going to save you from the inevitable fight. And fight we did, didn't we, chat? It was in such a good fight where we thought we were maybe gonna die in episode 1. We were taking hits with a shovel, of all things. We were taking hits in our shoulders and our half-plate armor left and right with this orc brandishing this giant shovel. Spells were missing. We were setting trees ablaze behind as we were hurling firebolts that were missing their targets. And then, in an amazing set of rolls for damage, when we were down on our luck, feeling like it may have been the very end, we launched 3 absolutely perfect bolts of Scorching Ray at this ogre and set her fucking ass on fire, and she went down. You forgot that all this a lot happened in episode 1. It's crazy. It's funny how much you get through in a game. And we set it ablaze and we killed it. And the very last thing I asked you before we finished episode 1 was what you would like to do. And you decided to investigate the body. And we investigated the body. We found nothing of particular significance except for 2 things. With a pretty good investigation roll, we discovered, number 1, this ogre. And for those of you who don't know much about ogres, ogres are meat eaters. They're monsters. Their favorite sources of food are halflings and elves. It's their favorite meal. They're not known for eating much other than flesh. But this particular ogre had a giant bag of cabbages on her, which struck you as very odd. The other thing that we noticed, again with a successful investigation check, having literally burnt the eyeballs out of this creature, leaving her eye sockets empty, was that we noticed the shimmer of something in the holes where her eyes used to be. And we kind of opened up her squelchy eyeball sockets and peered inside, and in her skull we could see really small blue crystal-like shards had started to grow inside her head. Really, really weird. And that's where we find ourselves. That's where we find ourselves right now, standing with this charred corpse of an ogre in our pretty decimated looking campsite by the side of the road. It's probably about 4 a.m. in the morning. Becky, our eagle, who never leaves us during these battles, we can ask her to fight. She has 5 hit points She has better uses. But she hasn't left our side, and she circles above us, scouting for any more danger that might occur. So how are we feeling, chat? We ready to continue our adventure? Are you all with me for the ride? Now, again, for our beautiful lurkers, for people who may just be joining the stream for the first time, welcome in. I'm Nymph. This is a choose your own adventure D&D session where chat gets to play our main character, our beautiful character of Sin, our tiefling wizard. The way it will work is I will call for rolls in chat. If you're active in chat, I see you voting and chatting, I'll call on you to make a D something roll, exclamation point D, whatever I call for. Usually it'll be a D20, and then that roll will influence the outcome of the decision. The other thing that will happen is that in core decision-making moments where we have multiple paths that we can follow, a little vote box will appear here on the screen. And in chat, all you have to do is type 1, 2, 3, or 4, 5, 6, depending. Hey! YT Willow Bee, how's it going? Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in. Hope you enjoyed the story. That you will be able to type a number that corresponds with a question that is posed, and the winning response with the most votes will be the course of action that we decide to proceed with. And that's that. Hi, Willowbee. Welcome in. How are our audio levels? Willowbee, before we get started, where do you join us from? Whereabouts in the beautiful world of Twitch are you from? Oh, Whitey from Texas. We get all the Americans here. Love it. Oh, so when I do my really offensive Texas accent, you can tell me how good it is, yeah? Great. I only do one American accent, and that's a really bad twang. Anyways, I don't even know if that's Texan. It's horrid. My boyfriend's from New York. That's Man Sets Fire in chat, and I can't do his accent. I literally could only do the one act. Anyways, story. You stand over the body of this dead ogre, confused. For a number of reasons. Why the fuck do they have cabbages? What are these little blue shards that you can see, maybe only a centimeter or two, growing inside their skull? Weird. You're tired. You're a little beaten up. You're on edge. This is not the way you expected your adventure to go. Don't try to talk New York. Challenge accepted. We're about to have our first decision. What's next for us? We've just killed this ogre. Wrong one. No! Hold on. This is the one. You didn't read that. What are we gonna do? Number one. Where the fuck did that ogre come from? We better search for their tracks to see To investigate further, we got to know. This was too peculiar of a circumstance. 2. We need to regroup. We need to set off for Thornhaven straight away. This area is dangerous. Those people might be in danger if an ogre is so close to their town. 3. We need to take a moment. We need to take a moment. We need to have a short rest. We need to recoup. We are going to take the chance that something else might be emerging from the same place in the woods. But better safe than sorry, and better to be at full strength. No worries, Keith. Okay. We're going to take a moment to tend to our wounds at camp. We're going to heal up. We're going to make sure that we're good to go. Alicia, can I please get an exclamation point D6 from you? Exclamation point D6. And that number +2 is how many HP we are going to recover during our short rest. Alright, 5. So we are currently on 30 hit points. 30 of 36 hit points as we take our short rest. I'm gonna roll something. Your half hour resting at camp passes undisturbed. Probably a good move, chat, to heal up. Now, I'm going to pose you the same question. We still have to decide how we're going to move forward. Are we going to set off for Thornhaven? Or are we going to follow the path of the ogre? Type of 1, to follow the path of the ogre. Type of 2, to set off to Thornhaven. We can get hit twice. Yeah. I think that was a really good decision. To take the moment to heal up. Oh shit! There could be gold stashed. Alicia's just here for the money, honey. Let's go. Okay. Definitively, we're gonna follow where that ogre came from. Like I said, it's about 4 in the morning. It's dark. We have embers, kind of imagine like little fireflies of embers flickering through you in the light. Remember, we set a whole tree ablaze because one of our fireballs missed. Firebolts, very different spell. Firebolts missed. So there's a lot of strange shadows in these woods. Man Sets Fire, can I get a D20 for a survival check to be able to see if we can spot... Oh, survival, nature. No, we'll go survival. To spot the footprints and be able to successfully navigate where they're from. Okay. Bloody hell, mans! That's low. That's really low. Okay. There are a couple of indentations that could be this ogre's footprints. Look, you've got to be pretty bad. With a 3, wow, I hurt myself. Look, you've got to be pretty shit to not be able to follow the tracks of this ogre, because these ogres have fucking big feet, yeah? They have fucking big feet. I also describe this ogre as literally crashing and felling trees in this moment. So it should be easy. But I don't know, maybe you took one too many hits in the last fight and you're feeling a bit disorientated. Let's see if Becky can help you out in this situation. Becky is our eagle. That was the companion that you chose for this adventure. Becky has advantage on her wisdom throws. All right, let's see if Becky can help you out in this situation. If not, I don't know what to tell you, chat. Let's have a look. Becky, our eagle, swoops down almost instinctually. She senses you struggling to find these footprints in the dark. And she lands in front of you and starts to hop. Cute little eagle hops in the direction of the forest. And you almost have to like shake off this like unnatural fog and tiredness to be like, oh yeah, that way. Oh my God. She is our eye. And we're hungover. That's right. We had 6 shots in that bar. We're not feeling the best. But with Becky by our side, she comes up and perches on your shoulder, sensing that you understand where you're supposed to go. And you start thrashing through the woods, trying to make out where you're supposed to go. With a 3, it takes you a while to get to where you need to go. At one point, you loop around back on yourself. Oh, fuck, we've been here before. You're not good. You're a wizard. What are you doing in the forest? Right? What are you doing in the forest? You smell the encampment before you see it. It's an irony smell of putrid, rotting meat. Lucky, maybe for you, you've seen enough bloodshed in your life to know the smell of stale blood. You immediately crouch down and get a little low, trying to remain vigilant and following the direction that you perceive the smell to be coming in. Winnie, can I please have a D20 stealth check to see how quiet you can be as you move through the forest and get closer to what you think is a camp in the distance? Roll to 10. Okay. We have a modifier, don't we, for stealth? We have, oh shit, no. Winnie, can you roll a second D20? We are wearing half plate armor, so all of our stealth rolls are made with disadvantage. For those of you who don't know how disadvantage works, we roll twice and we take the lower of the 2 rolls. So can I please have another D20? And let's pray that you don't do worse than a 10, because with a 10 you're still fine. A 19. That would have been amazing. But with a 10, you're okay. You tread on the occasional twig that you don't quite see in the darkness. It snaps. You pause. Nothing. Okay. And then you continue on. You can hear things now. First you could smell. You can hear things now. You hear the crackling of a campfire. And then you see an orange glow in the trees, and you continue to creep through the forest, being quiet. Becky on your shoulder, quarterstaff at the ready, down low, crawling along the floor of this forest. You approach this glow in the woods, the smell of rotten flesh offending your senses. You hear voices now. 2 distinct voices. And oh, you guys, I got a treat for y'all.
Hey, Grunk. You seen Henrietta lately? Nah. Ain't seen her since the skylight went down. Rob, last time I saw her, she was acting all weird.
You approach a little closer and you peer through the branches to try and make out the voices. You can hear both voices. There's like a little blend of my actual voice in there just in case it's too hard to understand what they're saying. And where you expect to see 2 ogres having a conversation, instead you see one huge beast with 2 heads. Imagine 2 orc heads on a giant orc body, turned in slightly, having a conversation amongst themselves. The voice changer is a game changer. Yeah? What about this? This is what you see as you lay quiet and overhear the rest of their conversation. Henrietta, you say? Weird. How is she acting weird? Well, she was talking to a rock and swearing it was her cousin. Then she ran off into the woods laughing like a hyena. She took the shovel. She's always been a bit off. Maybe she finally lost it. Yeah, she's probably hugging trees or something by now, but who cares? It ain't natural for an ogre to not eat meat. True? True. But if she's gone nuts, she might spill the beans about that secret stash of shiny stuff, you know, the stuff we got hidden in that cave. We can't have that. Shiny stuff, yeah. I like shiny stuff. Fine, we'll look for Henrietta. But if she starts talking to rocks again, I'm out of here. You're a sly ogre, Grunk. That's my brother right there. I see what you're getting at now. Well, we gotta go find this crazy flower crown wearing bozo and make sure she don't spill the beans. Can't have her squealing on us. I agree, Grog. We'll find her. She can't be too far gone, but maybe in a couple hours, yeah? I'm hungry. So you overhear the conversation that this 2-headed ogre is having amongst itself. It really doesn't take much effort to figure out that Henrietta was most likely the orc that you just killed back at your camp. And these guys are about to start looking for her. It's gonna get a little interesting. You sneak a little bit closer to the edge of the wood where this clearing where their encampment lies. You survey the camp and you can see that it's in complete disarray. In the center is a very poorly built fire with this really manky looking makeshift spit roast on top. The roasting stick has remnants of something that is still spitting rendered fat onto the fire and causing it to smoke. Doesn't smell good though. Next to it, there is this pile of bones that seem to be completely picked clean of any flesh. Whitey, could you please give me an exclamation point D20 in chat for a perception check? And while you do, I'll continue to explain that next to this massive pile of bones are several large Hessian sacks. There's a stack of bloodied rags, and there's some large moss-covered boulders that seem to be serving as makeshift seats beside the fire. And this giant ogre kind of stands next to one of these giant moss-covered boulders. Willoughby, bring it home with the nat 20. Let's go. Let's go with the nat fucking 20. Finally. Okay. All your years of adventuring, your ability as a wizard and both a ranger, even though you were terribly, terribly horrible at making your way through a forest. Go figure. With a nat 20, you know...
Nice.
You look at this pile of bones and you immediately know them to be humanoid bones. Not only that, you know the bones, looking at the size and the shape, to be that of elves. Maybe two bodies of an elf, two elves. The bones look old. Maybe they were consumed about a day ago, had enough time to start to dry and have little bits of, like, if there's just a little bit of sinew, it's starting to crack and dry. With your 20, you know 100% what these bones are and what these ogres have been doing. Well, you guys saved our butts. Is that our first nat 20? We just need YT to come in. Okay. With that perception check, you also look at the two-headed ogres. And because that was so good, I'm not going to ask you to roll a history check. I'm going to tell you that you are able to understand from the makeup of these ogres that they're not just any ogres, they're also known as Etten. Incredibly violent, incredibly stupid variant of ogres. More akin to like giants. Like if a giant fucked an ogre, that's what this thing is. It is big and it is mean and it is going to be rough if you decide that you want to take it out. So with all this in mind, what do you do now that you've surveyed the enemy, the encampment? Do you run into the center? Quarterstaff out, charge! Do you casually stroll into the center of the camp like nothing's happened? You decide you're just gonna stroll in, introduce yourself casually and see if you can strike up a conversation. Or 3, you continue to creep. You're gonna see if you can overhear a little bit more of their conversation, learn a little bit more. You're still bloody and stinky. The smell emanating from this camp with all these dead things around is gonna be worse than you. You ain't scared to strategy? Okay. You guys just want me to put the ogre face on again, huh? Alicia, that would have been fun, but chat decides. You're going to continue to creep and see if you can overhear more of that conversation. In order to be able to not be noticed as you do so, I'm going to need someone to roll me a d20. Who hasn't rolled one in a while? I don't know. Hey, Bargain Bin! Thank you so much for the lurk. Have a great one. Thank you so much. I appreciate the support. Alicia, can you please roll me a d20, please? It's gonna have to be higher than the last one. I need you to roll it twice with disadvantage. You rolled a 10. Let's see if it could get worse. Can you roll again, please? All of our stealth checks, chat, are with disadvantage. We are not armor masters. In our half-plate armor. Rolled an 8! Okay. You try to get a little bit closer to the camp. And as you approach, you pull down a branch to get a closer, better view. And you don't understand how precarious this branch is. And it goes snap under your hand.
Who there? Who there? Show yourself.
What do you do? What are you gonna do? Are you gonna step out from the bushes? Make yourself known? Are you gonna stay still? Or are you gonna go, fuck this shit! And attack. And get the jump. Ooh, I like it when chat gets spicy and starts to disagree. Let's go. Another one for stay still. Another one for step out of the bushes. If it goes to a tie, we just randomly roll for a tiebreaker. Would any of my beautiful lurkers like to break the tie? Alrighty, we're rolling. I'm gonna roll it in chat. I'm gonna roll a d20. If it's 1 to 10, we step out of the bushes. If it's 11 to 20, we stay still. It's like a coin flip. Yeah? 10 or lower, bushes, 10 or above. We stay still. With a 5, we're gonna step out of the bushes. Who are you? What do you want? Hey, you leave it in my hand, anything can happen. Oh, I think I muted the wrong thing. That's why you can hear me. Okay. Anyway. What do we want? One side of the Etten brandishes its battle axe. One side of the Etten holding in its other hand a morning star. Both weapons raised, ready to attack. You have but a moment to say something. To try and lull this Etten into a false sense of security, to try and find a moment to pause, to have a conversation, to see if you can figure out what to do next. I was gonna call. Mans, I'm gonna give you another chance. Mans, what do you say to this creature? Oh, thank you so much for the follow. Nanaki? Thank you so much. Welcome in. Oh, I hope you enjoyed the story. But Mans, I'll give you a take 2 on that because you preemptively did it. What would you like to say to this creature as you step out of the bushes? Quarterstaff, ready, at your side. They've just asked you what you're doing here. Both weapons raised in its hands. It stands there, a guttural growl emanating from its throat. What are you going to say? G'day, mate. Fun fact, while Mans figures out what you guys are going to say, that Etten, which is what this creature is actually, it translates to ugly giant. Expecto Patronum! Havana Kedavra! Mans. I don't have any more fun facts about Etten. They're usually enslaved by orcs. But here we have some ogres. Some wild ogres in the forest. Alright, we're going to a chat if... Oh, here we go. Alright, this is what you say. G'day, mate. I was just wondering, did you know this Sheila, a town over, was asking me to fetch you? What? I was just wondering, did you know this Sheila, a town over, was asking me to fetch y'all to go see about this town full of halflings? Okay.
I like halflings. In fact, got a halfling ready to go for dessert. Over there. I've almost had my full of halflings. Just came from a town where I got my dessert from. Why are you saying too much? We don't know who this person is. What do you want? What? Why are you here? You have... You have a few seconds! I don't know numbers. You have a few seconds to tell me what you're doing. Come on, suck at this, mate. Suck at this. Stop. I'll do the talking. I'm the older brother, my head came out first. You always pull that over me. You always pull that over me. You were like a second older than me. Yeah. Your head came out first. Older brother, Chippy, shut up.
She said these halflings were real juicy and she felt bad about eating them all. Who said that? Who said that? So these Etten are starting to squabble amongst themselves, seemingly distracted by their sibling rivalry and bickering to really give you too much notice. They're not too intimidated by your presence. We are quite a petite little halfling, by the way. They don't see us as a threat at all. So what have we learned? They just came from a halfling village. They're saying that somewhere there's a halfling that they intend to eat for dessert. We know Henrietta's missing. That they need to find her. Because somewhere there's some buried treasure in a cave. And they're worried that she might spill the beans. But you killed her. Tiefling, what did I say? Say halfling. Got halflings on the brain. Alrighty then. So what are we going to do? What is the goal here? Yeah? we've engaged in this conversation. What's the plan? Are we gonna take this opportunity while they're squabbling to turn and run? You know when you might be outmatched. No. Or are you prepared to die? You're gonna hold your ground with these ogres. You're going to stay and you're gonna get ready to fight if you need to. 3. Fuck it! I've had enough! Firebolt, motherfuckers! Ooh, ooh. You start to back up slowly as these ogres are bickering. You're just kindly going to excuse yourself and slowly back up enough until you feel like there's enough space between you to comfortably run. As you go to turn your back, one of the ogres, let's see, let's be fair. Oh my god, they're so dumb. They don't have bad perception. They do in this case. They don't notice you backing up. As you turn, you really want to get us killed, huh? As you turn, Whitey, can I get a D20 from you? You did so great on your last perception check. I need you to roll another perception check for me. To see if you notice something as you go to turn and run. Rolled a 15. With our modifier to perception is a +1, a 16. As you turn to run, about to sprint off into the forest, one of those large hessian sacks that you saw by the fire, next to the pile of bones, something inside it moves. You see something kind of shift and squirm and move inside that hessian bag. There is something alive inside that bag. Now, you can continue to run knowing that you'll live to fight another day. Or does this knowledge now sway you at all? Do you need to know what is in that hessian sack? Do you need to potentially save what is in that hessian sack? Or do you not give a fuck about what's inside that hessian sack? That's not your problem. It might not yield any reward. It's not worth putting your life on the line for. Here are your options. Chat decides. Fuck it. Whatever's in that hessian sack can fend for itself. I'm running away. I'm sticking to my guns. 2. Let's just ask the ogres what's in the sack. Then we'll know. 3. Take advantage of the fact that the ogres are arguing and seem to have forgotten about you. And try to sneak over to the sack. 4. Fight. Winnie wants to run. Alicia wants to ask the ogres what's in the sack. YT wants to ask the ogres what's in the sack. So does Mans. You're just gonna ask the ogres what's in the sack. They're distracted. You're gonna get their attention back. So be it. You half turn. Notice something squirming inside the sack. And you turn around and you interrupt these arguing ogres. Arguing so much that their weapons that were once brandished and pointing your directions are now just like limp at their sides as they're having this conversation. And you just go, excuse me. Excuse me, what's in the sack? There's something moving inside the sack. Fucking voices, man.
Stop moving inside that sack. I told you. It's dessert.
Well, now what the fuck are you gonna do? Dessert is inside that sack. Something they intend to consume is inside that sack. Astelphane. They're good with the armor choice. I know. Well, we could have had a HP of 11 and been a squishy wizard, or we could put the half plate on, multi-class into ranger, get the +1 bonus to HP, to AC, sorry, and then have a 17. So we just got to just be like, the stealth is a bit poo. But dessert is in that sack. What do we say? What do we say in response to that? Lucy's got an idea. Okay. So you go, well, what is for dessert? Type 1. For 2, you say, I'm hungry. I could go some dessert. 3, you don't say anything. Time to fight for what's in the sack. Sounds weird. 4, you don't say anything. 'Cause you don't care. And you're gonna fucking run away. Oh man, love when chat decides. Weird shit always happens. Heroes do get paid from time to time, it's true. Maybe you'll get a reward for what's in this sack. Alicia wants to know what's for dessert. We got a tiebreaker. You know what happens with a tiebreaker? Heads or tails. Okay. All right, with a tie, I'm gonna roll a D20 in chat. If it's 10 or lower, it's 1. We're gonna ask them what's for dessert. If it's 11 to 20, we're gonna ask them 2. We're gonna say we're hungry. We could go some dessert. With a 12, with a 12, you turn around to the ogres and you go, well, it's been a long night. I could go some dessert. Where are your manners? Dessert sounds lovely. Can I have some, please?
That's never had it in a guest before. When you got those horny human, well, you're definitely not human, and you're not an elf. If you're an elf, you'd smell real delicious. And I'd probably want you for dessert. But you're not an elf. You're something else. You eat halflings. I mean, there's enough to go around. We can just all have a limb each and fight over the last one. You know what I mean? Alright. Can I have a seat? Have a seat by the fire. Don't because I'm pretty full. I only got room for dessert. So yeah. Actually, hospitality is not my strong. Not our strong suit, is it? No, I don't know what doing this. Do you wanna cook it? You wanna cook it? Go on, grab the sack. I'll show you how to. I'll show you what needs doing. Yeah, I'm really off put by this. I'm really off put by this. I expected a fight, but now they want to stay for dinner. I don't really know what to do. They want to be our friend or something. I don't know.
Does it come with sauces? Don't think so. Alright, so you wonder, you've kind of got a bit of free reign now in the camp. You've put this ogre off by asking it to eat. You've put me off, actually. If you can't tell, I say you want to eat. So you go over to the sack and you grab it and you start to drag it over to the fireplace. The thing inside it starts going and kind of squirming around inside. You drag it over to the fireplace and you put it down at the feet of the ogres. One of the arms of the ogres grabs it, grabs underneath the bottom of the sack and pulls it up. And this young halfling boy tumbles out onto the ground. He's about 3 feet tall. He's got kind of shaggy looking brown hair. You probably clock him at about, for a halfling it's hard to tell, maybe about 15 or 16 years old. He's got a backpack on his back, lots of little like pouches and compartments on him. You know how sometimes there are those like 15, 16-year-old boys that like baby face but look a little bit muscular? He's got quite a bit of tone to his forearm that you can see. Clearly this kid's a bit of an outdoor kid. And he kind of topples through, arms are bound, rag around his mouth. And with these big green eyes, he kind of just stares at you, like bewildered. Not with fear in his eyes, but just looking very confused and wondering what the fuck you're doing here. What are you gonna do, chat? What are you gonna do? The ogre pushes him, topples the kid out, grabs him by the scruff of his backpack, hoiks this kid up. This kid's tiny compared to the size of the ogre. And he goes,
Mama always told me not to play with my food, but So, the way you prepare a halfling is really quite simple. We're just going to tie him to the stick, and it takes them a good, like, once the screaming stops, it's usually about another 20 more minutes from that point, and then they're like beautiful medium rare. Yeah, the outside's been singed enough. The heat's gotten to sizzle their innards a bit. That's why they die. I think they stop screaming. You can eat them alive. I just find I like the flavour of the the burnt ends, if you will. So yeah, I'm just gonna get to tying this halfling up.
So fucking ridiculous. I think we eaten him and taken the net. It's not what I expected. Alright, so this two-headed Etten ogre giant hybrid starts getting to work. One of them with their hand has the halfling in one hand, the other one grabs the spit roast, puts it down. With their two hands, they kind of push and hold him up against this giant, like, branch. It's already got still burning, sizzling meat that has since, like, gone a bit dry, and they're just gonna chuck him on top of it. And they turn around and they go,
"Grab us. There's some rope over there. Grab us the rope. And if you could just tie him to this spit for us, it's so much better with four hands. Usually we have Henrietta here to help us, because two brains, two hands, not always the best option. But if you could just help tie this little halfling through, then we'll get him on the spit. Dinner will be ready shortly."
all right. What the fuck are you gonna do now? Thanks, Keith. These are our options. 1, you grab the rope. We're gonna tie up the halfling to the spit. Get him cooking. 2, you're gonna attack the Etten now and yell at the halfling to fucking run. 3, you've done okay. So far, you're going to try to reason with the Etten, convince them that the halfling doesn't look good enough to eat. Not a good option. I do gotta say, sometimes it's a real, like, to think of all these on the spot, it's hard, man. It's a tie. This is what's gonna happen. It's gonna be an ad break in a little under a minute. When we get back from the ad break, we'll have to flip a fucking coin. You guys, we'll have to flip a coin for it. In the meantime, I'm gonna take a quick break because it's been an hour and a half. I'm gonna take a quick break. And I will be back in 5, so we'll run the ad break. I'm going to pop on Words with Friends. We'll do a couple of rounds of that just while I take a quick 5-minute break, and then we'll be right back and we'll roll for this, and then we'll figure out if we're fighting or not, yeah? Alright, everybody, I'll see you on the other side. Thank you so much for sticking around. I hope you're having fun. Alright, 5-minute break. Be right back. Perfect timing. I got some caffeine in the form of Pepsi. All right, I believe I had to roll a D20, chat. Yeah? So you can't see it because I logged off the screen, but if I roll a 1 to 10, oh, it's still going. No, you're not. If I roll a 1 to 10, you're going to attack the Etten. Tell the halfling to run. If I get an 11 to 20, you're going to try to reason with the Etten. Try to have a conversation. We're going to roll some charisma checks, depending on the nature of what we want to do. To tell them that maybe the halfling isn't the most edible looking halfling. So, look. It looks like it's battle time. So, to do this effectively, because we're going to get the jump on these Etten, this halfling pressed up against this pole. He's trying to talk to you. You have the rope in your hands. You're standing about 5 feet away from the Etten and the halfling. You have options. You have options. But it is time, first and foremost, to fight. Now, at close range, these are our options. We can get the jump on one of these. These are our options. Let me explain them. Quarterstaff. We can bonk them with our quarterstaff. It's out. It's in our hand. We never let it go. Shocking grasp. We can put our hands on them and set an electric shockwave through the body of this Etten. Burning hands. Trying not to hit our halfling friend, we can try to unleash a 15-foot cone of fire, hitting the Etten. Remember, its body is big. We could probably hit it without hitting our halfling. Zephyr Strike. So Zephyr Strike is a bonus action that we have access to that will give us advantage on our melee attacks. So then we could hit them with the quarterstaff and get advantage on that attack and do an extra D8 force damage. It is a concentration spell though. Blur. We could cast a defensive spell over ourselves that gives them disadvantage. So what we're doing to initiate a fight is we're actually going to make ourselves... Think of like a blur, like you're going to kind of shimmer, so they hit you with disadvantage. Sleep. Sleep is our other spell that we could unleash on them right now. If they happen to have lower hit points than what we roll an accumulative total for, we can put them to sleep. 5 D8s. Do we think they have 5 D8s worth of HP? I don't know. Like I said, from your perception check, which we're going to count as a history buff, you understand that these are pretty powerful creatures. Okay, and with all that in mind, shocking grasp it is. So, as you approach, quarterstaff in one hand, a rope in the other hand, you pretend that you're about to lay your quarterstaff down, and instead you throw the rope in their face and you grab them and you hold onto them and you unleash a wave of electric energy through their bodies that catches them by some complete surprise. Holding on and sizzling up and over their body, they let out a yelp and they both release what they have in their hands. The halfling kind of drops to the ground a little bit. The stick falls to the ground. And you yell at the halfling, "Run! Run!" And he just turns off and he just legs it into the wood. We are now officially in initiative. Winnie, because you didn't want to be here, can you please roll me a d20 to see if we get to go again, or if our Etten has beat us in the initiative order. Rolled a 13 with them rolling a 1. You're good. You're fine. This is going to be a battle, my friends, with a 13. All All right. So, we have just grabbed onto this Etten. We have unleashed a shocking wave. What about the damage, I hear you say? What about the damage? They're probably meat mountains. Pretty much. Okay, for our for our shocking grasp. Oh shit. Hold on. I got excited. We gotta roll to fucking hit. We gotta roll to fucking hit. Charles, can I have a D20, please? We have a +6 to whatever you roll. But we need to roll to fucking hit. If we hit, everything I just said happens, and then we roll damage with an 18 +6. We have a 24. It fucking hits. That's why I kept going, because I knew it was gonna hit, right? Which magic, that's our wheelhouse. We might not be at home in the forest. We might not be at home having arm wrestling competitions with half orcs. We might not be particularly good at like drinking 6 shots in a row. But magic, pff, we got this, please. Booyah! Okay, so now we get to roll damage. Let's do some fucking damage to this Etten to get this thing started. Shocking Grasp is 2d8s. Amazing. Charles, can I get a d8 from you? YT, can I get a d8 from you, please? The total of your 2 rolls is going to be the amount of damage that we do. It's a 1. It's a 1. But we're gonna add another. We're gonna add to it. It's okay. At least it's not a 0. A 1. Wow. Okay. Yep. For 2 points of damage. Just enough to, oh, give it a little, through its body. Enough for it to drop the halfling. You yell at it to run. It runs out into the forest.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
I know. It runs out into the forest. But that's all you needed, right? Your halfling friend was there. He's relatively safe now. He's just legged it, what, for 25 feet. Let me just mark that you've done 2 lovely points of damage. Thank you for the follow, Charles. Welcome in officially. Okay. Now, officially in initiative, we get to go again. We're still within 5 feet of this monster. Our options are the same. All right, we have close range combat. It's always the same. We're gonna take away sleep because I'm telling you now it's wasted. All right? So these are our options. These are our options again. We have our quarterstaff, we have a shocking grasp, we have burning hands, we have zephyr strike, and we have blur. All the other spells that we have, we need to back up a little bit to be able to pull off. We're at too close range for scorching ray. We're too close range for a firebolt. We're 5 feet from them. What's next? What are we gonna do? Again, quarterstaff, we can hit them. All right, we just hit them with our fucking quarterstaff. 2, shocking grasp, we can try again. Electrical bolt of energy through their body, where within 5 feet we can grab them. Burning hands, we don't have to worry about our halfling friend anymore. Let's blast a 15-foot cone of fire on this motherfucker. Zephyr strike, it is a bonus action. We can take it and then use our quarterstaff. What it does is it gives us advantage on using our quarterstaff, and we get to add a d8's worth of force damage to our quarterstaff. It is a concentration spell. That means that we keep that for a full minute. Yeah, 10 rounds worth. And blur is a defensive spell that we can use to cause them to have disadvantage upon us. So every time the ogre goes to look at us, to hit us, it is also a concentration spell, I believe. Yes, it is. They have disadvantage, which means they roll twice and they take the lower of their 2 rolls. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Blur. Amazing. So what we do is we shocking grasp. They go, they drop. They drop the halfling. He legs into the woods. Immediately over ourselves, we wield our quarterstaff over us, and our entire body shifts and blurs. It's imagine like a static, like TV static, where it kind of starts to fuzz. That's what we look like now. We're a beautiful tiefling and our body is all fuzzing. So which means when our Etten friend, who is about to come for our butts right now, comes for us, he will not be able to hit us without rolling with disadvantage. That is a great call. If anybody wants to know more about our character, you can go to this link. You can see what she looks like. You can see our full stack of spells. Yeah, so because we haven't slept since our battle in episode 1, we have already used our Hellish Rebuke, and we are down a couple of spell slots, but I will let you know when we can no longer cast spells. Yeah, as long as there's options that I've put in chat, there are options to do. Okay, amazing. The end. Ah! I thought you were gonna be our friend. I guess not. And there goes my dessert. That was my favorite part. It's my favorite part. Drow for dinner. Halfling best to last. That was my dessert. You're fucking dead. And with that, both the ogres reach down, grab their weapons that they've had either side that they've just put down as they grabbed the halfling, hold them up. I'm gonna say, when we do this so loose here, we do this so loose to make it work for the story. That was their movement and bonus action, whatever, to pick up their weapons. These guys are interesting. They roll, each head rolls its own initiative, but because you beat both of them, it's you, their turn 1, their turn 2. So it's essentially a multi-attack where you now get hit twice. Yeah? It's a drow eating Etten! Yeah! You wanted him as a friend. I mean, I guess you could try to cast Charm Person, but it's a little late now. Like, it's gonna wear off and then they probably won't be your friend anymore. So it's one Etten. If you look up what an Etten looks like, E-T-T-I-N. If you look up what an Etten looks like, it's one creature, but it's got 2 heads. And they operate like as if they were 2 separate entities. So they both have their own initiative roll. So what essentially it means that it's basically hitting you with a multi-attack because they're sequential. But if there was a group of fighters, it could be like you, the first head of the Etten, somebody else, the second head of the Etten, but it's still the one creature. Gotcha. Yeah, yeah. 2-headed ogre is basically an Etten. So if I say ogre, I basically just mean an Etten. It's an ogre that fucked a giant and has 2 heads. D&D. Fucking awesome. Okay, so the first one is going to swing at you with disadvantage. Let's see if it rolls to hit. Oh! The first one was a dirty 20. The second one was a 13. So with a 13, the first one wields its battle axe and it goes to swing at you and you duck under it and it goes whoosh, over the top of your head. But as it does, it uses the momentum of its body. The other side comes in with its Morning Star. It's going to try and hit you again with disadvantage. First roll is a 19 to hit, but with disadvantage, so let's roll again. The second one is a 10. How fucking good is Blur? So the second one, the first one, woof, under you. The second one aims low, and you move out of the way. So you duck down and then move backwards in one like awesome dexterous move. The other one, woof, misses you with the Morning Star. Let's say, just for the sake of fucking story, I don't care, that you've like ducked back a few more feet. So you're probably now about like 10 feet from the monster. I know that's our movement. Fucking, I'm just saying we're using 5 feet of our movement to back up again. Because now you have more options. All right, combat. We've got some range now. We've got some distance. What are we gonna do? Thank you, Emotional Bob. It is on my list of things to do later this afternoon. I gotta fucking vote. All right, option number 1, cantrip, firebolt. Woof. As we back up. 2, another cantrip, ray of frost. Woof, ray of ice. At the monster. 3rd option, scorching ray, 3 beams of fire energy that we can unleash. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. At the end. 4, shatter, unleashing this radius of like, I think it's force damage. I always forget if it's force or thunder. No, it's thunder. It's thunder damage, so literally the noise that you create with the shatter causes the earth to erupt and vibrate through their body. They take half damage even if they succeed on a saving throw for that one. And then the very last one, what do we have? Well, from a distance we can try to put them to sleep. We might have to knock a few more HP off. Someone wants them to burn. Someone wants thunder. Nope. Frost, scorching ray. Here we go. Here we go. Well, we decimated the last thing we fought with scorching ray. We can probably decimate this one again, right? Okay, we have a +6. Who was the first person to vote for Scorching Ray? Mans, can I please get a D20 to hit? We have a +6 to this. (14 + 6 is a dirty 20. Our Scorching Ray is going to hit. Because it's the one creature that we're going to target all 3 rays of fire at, I only have you roll once. Yeah, instead of each individually for each roll. Because what? Because we're fucking doing this online. And things take time. Okay, so the same as last time. We need to roll 6d6s worth of damage. Who else voted? Okay, Charles, can I get 2 exclamation point d6s? So a exclamation point d6, exclamation point d6 from you. YT, can I get an exclamation d6 and another exclamation d6 from you? We're going to tally all of these together. And Alicia, the 3rd person to vote for 3, can I get an exclamation point d6 and another exclamation point d6 from you? We are going to add them all up together. Charles, what is with the ones, my guy? What is with the ones? So you all need to roll 2 d6s. So we've got a 1, a 1, and a 3. We have 5 points of damage. Can I get you all to roll another d6? Another 5 from Alicia. Let's go. So we got 10. Waiting for YT and Charles. You can roll us another one. Another one. Charles. Are you okay? Do you need a hug? 11. Makes it so much yellow in chat. YT, can I? Oh, here we go. 4. Okay. That's pretty good. 15 points of fire damage. That is decent. Not the best. We clearly could have done more. We hadn't had so many nat ones. But it's okay.
Holy Jesus. What is that?
That's okay. I think Charles needs a hug, everybody. Charles needs a hug. It's gonna be okay. So 15 points of damage to this Etten is decent. So these 3 scorching rays hit this Etten. Bits of it are on fire and crackling. Bits of its flesh starting to kind of char and burn. Not enough to make its flesh crack, and it's not bleeding yet. Yeah? But it's not in a good place. It roars. It roars. It goes. Owie. There you go, so you can actually hear it this time. Get that right? Owie. And it is going to take its 10 feet of movement. Doosh, 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 and it's coming at you again, and it's doing the exact same thing. It's doing the exact same thing. We still have blur. We didn't have to roll concentration on it because we didn't get fucking hit, you guys. We didn't get fucking hit. Let me roll for this Etten to try and hit us again, though. The first one, again, battle axe coming in for us. The first one's a 10, even with disadvantage. This isn't gonna hit. Blur is so fucking good for wizards, you guys. The second one was a nat 20. It doesn't count. With disadvantage, it is just the 10. I wish I could show you. I like rolling. I'm gonna do it in chat all the time. Thank you for the lurk, Alicia. Misses again, goes wide and misses us completely. The scorching ray that it's of its like burnt bit of chest here just causes it to doesn't quite swing straight. Never mind, it's got the momentum of the other side. It's hitting us. The first one hits for 16, which doesn't hit us. You guys, what the fuck? The second one is for 24. It doesn't matter. We take the 16. The 16 doesn't hit us. We have an AC class of 17, everybody. Again, whoosh, whoosh, this Etten, this giant creature is not fucking hitting us. We are a teeny cute little petite tiefling and we're just out of the way. It's amazing. Okay. All right. What do you want to do? What do you want to do? We have options. All right, I'm gonna give you the option. We are close. We are in close range again. Yeah? These are your options. I had to type in your options. Police! All right, close options. We can bonus action Zephyr Strike. Like I said, I'll explain it again. It gives us advantage on using our quarterstaff, and we get to add a D8 of force damage when we roll to hit. When we roll for damage, sorry. We have Shocking Grasp again. We have Burning Hands again. Or we can back up 30 feet, try to take an attack of opportunity, and then we will have our range spells again. What are we going to do? Burning Hands. Are we coming at this motherfucker with the fire? We're coming at this motherfucker with all the fire. Where is Ham when we need him? Everybody, unanimously, we are gonna Burning Hands. There's Etten. I'll leave it up for the full minute just in case. There we go. All right. We have options. We can Burning Hands. They have to make a dexterity saving throw for Burning Hands. They have a -1 to the dexterity. I'm going to roll this in chat. All right, so they need to get, so the 14, they need to get a 15 because it's a -1. So they need to get a 15 or higher to be able to avoid the full force of your Burning Hands. If not, I'm pretty sure they take half damage. They do. Let's fucking go! Let's light this bitch up! With a fucking 3. With the fucking 3, it hits. It hits. Amazing. Winnie, can I get a D6 from you? White Tea, can I get a D6 from you? Mans, can I get a D6 from you? 3 D6 worth of damage. We'll pull them together. Let's see how much you set this guy's butt further on fire. Burn, motherfucker, burn. 1, 2, what? 1. What? What? For 4. That's crazy, you guys. These fucking low rolls. I'm the only one with the cursed die.
What the fuck is that?
I don't know.
What the fuck is that?
The fuck is that roll, you guys? Or we just means we have a fight on our hand. Look, eventually this motherfucker's gonna hit us. Eventually this motherfucker's gonna hit us. And we're right there, we're within 5 feet of its movement. Again, let's see how he goes. Battle Axe Morningstar. This guy has a +7 to hit. This guy has a +7 to hit. The first one's a 12. I can roll for disadvantage. The second one was a nat 20. If you had advantage, you'd all be fucked. But axe misses us. This guy's, you know, we're doing little bits of damage at a time, but you know, little like his, you know, the eyelashes on his eye have like started to like singe away and he can't quite see properly and he's going wide with all these hits. And plus you're fucking blurry. We're like a static television image come to life in front of him. Morningstar. Ooh, first one's a 25. Second one's a 25. Guys, we're going to get hit. We're gonna get hit for the first time. All right, so the first one, let's say he copped the brunt of our four points of fire damage. He was like, so he was like, "Argh!" with his axe. The other guy, he's focused. He's focused though. That Morningstar's not gonna fucking miss this time. And he comes in and, oh, he hits us. Right under the tit. Yeah, right in the rib cage. Piercing damage. This is gonna suck a bag of dicks. What's the breakup of that? 5 plus 5. 5 plus 8. 5 plus 8, everybody. 13. 13 points of piercing damage. Vroom. As he gets us right in the guts with this Morningstar. You feel the barbs on the Morningstar cut through the leather part of your armor. You don't have plate mail here, and it digs into your rib cage. And as he pulls it out, you feel little bits of your flesh get carved out by the spikes of this Morningstar. 8 points of damage. Where just light blood starts to trickle. Did it break our blur? We now have to roll a concentration saving throw. Charles, since you pointed it out, come on, buddy. All you gotta do is beat a 10. Can I get a D20 in chat to see if we maintain our blur? Come on, buddy. Welcome back, Keith. We need you. We need you. Blur's gone. We can recast it. We have one more level 2 spell slot left. It is an option. It is an option. But our blur is gone. For those of you who are doing the maths, we have 22 of 36 hit points. We're starting to feel it. Yeah, we haven't reached halfway, which would be what, 18? 19? 18. Yep, 18. We're only 4 HP from that. Okay, it is our turn. At close range. It's not an option, it's a must. It's up to you, chat. We're putting blur back on. Type 6. If you want to back up 30 feet, do something ranged. Type 5, we're going backwards. Zephyr Strike, give yourself advantage on melee weapon attacks. With your quarterstaff, type 4. Burning Hands, type 3. Shocking Grasp, type 2. Hit them with that quarterstaff. Bonk, type 1. You're fighting a 2-headed ogre, an Etten. You're trying to save a little halfling that they were about to cook for dessert. The Etten is fucking nasty. That blur has been our saving grace. Hellish Rebuke we used last week and we haven't taken a long rest, Geeth. Yep. All right, anybody who hasn't voted, you have an option to break the tie between 4 and 6. Zephyr Strike, give ourselves advantage on using our quarterstaff, and then we will use our quarterstaff. Blur, give them disadvantage on their attacks. And it looks like chat has decided. The prisoner may already be in the next region. That's a good point. We are... we're top around 4, so we've had 3 misses. So the first 2, they hadn't completely missed us, and then the third round here, we've just been hit. Top of the 4th round, our turn. It looks like we are casting Zephyr Strike. We imbue our quarterstaff with emanating damage. We now can. Zephyr Strike does a lot of cool shit. Let me talk to you about it properly. Okay. You can give yourself advantage on a weapon attack on the next turn, so our quarterstaff now has advantage. It deals an extra 1d8 force damage as we hit it. And get this, guys. I didn't mention this. Until the spell ends, because it's a concentration spell, we don't provoke attacks of opportunity. Yeah? So I'm calling it now. We are hitting this guy with our quarterstaff, and we're backing the fuck up our full 30 feet. That is what's happening. All right, so with advantage on our quarterstaff, who was the first person to vote for the quarterstaff? Geeth, can I get a D20 from you to hit with the quarterstaff? We get it with advantage. Please roll it twice. We get a +4 to whatever Geeth rolls. No, you can't. We don't have blur anymore. No, so we're now holding concentration on Zephyr Strike. Roll to 12. We take the higher of the 2 rolls. We add our +4 to it for a 16. That hits. That hits. Alicia, can I please get a... Can I get 2 d8s from you, please? And we're adding +2 to whatever these 2 d8s are. This might do more damage than our burning hands. No, with a 1 it might not. And another one, please. It does... A quarterstaff does the same damage as the, shit. As burning hands. Oh, but +2 though, 6. We're gonna do 6 points of damage. We're gonna do 6 points of damage. So that's Atten. Bludgeoning and force. So that whichever one is force, it doesn't matter. The 1 or the 3. Holy shitballs. And then with our Zephyr Strike, blur gone, we now look like our solid form again. We are going to back up. We're going to back up 30 feet from this monster. Okay. We back up 30 feet from this monster, and this monster stares at us from a distance, heaving. Little bits of its, you know, dirty, like fur, leather, matted, whatever clothing it had on, like, you know, alight, like little candle lights, bits of it singeing and burning, and it huffs and it growls. No. And as it goes to step forward and lumber towards you, you see an arrow comes out from the other side of the wood and whooshes past its face. misses, but a little arrow goes past its face, and you trace the direction of the arrow into the woods, and they're cowering behind a tree, maybe about what's the range on this? Maybe about 50 feet into the forest. You see this tiny little halfling, the one you just saved, with a bow, having just released his shot. Maybe a little bit nervous, maybe he's young and inexperienced, but the shot goes wide and just misses one of the heads of the target. No, you're not the only one with the bad rolls. He's doubled back after 4 rounds to try to help, and he missed. He got to honor the die. I wanted him to hit so bad, it would have been so cool. And the beast turns and sees the halfling, and it goes,
Desert, come back!
oh, it's so fucking stupid, y'all. So fucking stupid. And just like dumb and plagued with hunger, this beast starts lumbering and beelining it for the halfling. Beelining it for the halfling. Now, it is going to use its entire turn to move its full range of distance, which is 40 feet, which means it is 10 feet from the halfling. Both weapons raised. It doesn't have any ranged attacks. Basically, its movement is its move, right? So we have an opportunity now, but we're at the top of the 5th round, and it is now our turn. How are we going to try and save our little halfling friend? Are we just kind of do as much damage as possible? Let me mark off Zephyr Strike, which we still have. So I'm trying to think of a triangle. So if it was there, that's 50 feet away. We're 30 feet away. Between us and it, let's just say is about, it's a good 40 feet. So we can't get close, but we're about 40 feet from the halfling. Yeah, maybe still about 30 feet if we did a full triangle from the ogre. I just had to draw it out on a piece of paper. So we have ranged options. Yeah, I'll add that too. Okay, good night, Winnie. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you like always. Thank you so much for coming by. These are our options. These are our options at range. Firebolt, blast fire. Ray of frost, ray of frost. Scorching ray, our last level 2 spell slot. We have scorching ray. Shatter, we can cast shatter and do the vicinity just outside the range of the halfling friend. Again, our last level 2 spell slot. We can try for sleep. It might have reduced enough hit points now that we could just send this fucking creature to sleep. Blur, sorry little halfling, you're on your own. I'm using my last level 2 spell slot to drop Zephyr Strike and cast Blur on myself. What are we going to do? We have a tie between Scorching Ray and Shatter. It looks like we're using our last level 2 spell slot. Is there anybody who can break the tie? Voting between 2 and 3. Man Sets Fire, are you around to break the tie? We're going for Scorching Ray again. Okay. Okay. Last time we did this, we downed a creature. We got 26. So it is possible to roll high and do a significant amount. Are you glad you don't have to roll? Who hasn't rolled? Mans. Oh no, wait. Is it to hit? It is. Mans, can you please roll a d20? And we will add 6. With a 17, your Scorching Ray fucking hits. It fucking hits. Before the ad break, which is going to come up in a minute. Everybody, mans, can I get 2 D6s from you? Geeth, can I get 2 D6s from you? Alicia, trying to see who else voted for it. Can I get 2 D6s from you? We are going to add them up. What's with the fucking ones? There we go, Geeth. 3, 7, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alicia with the second one. 10. 5. 15 again. Decent, decent, decent. Is my maths correct? 2, 3, 7, 8, 9, 10, 15. This is where we're at. We've just done 15 points of fucking fire damage to this Atten. Yeah? Yeah, this guy just keeps copping it. I'm just like, he's bald now. Both of his heads are bald. We have singed all the hair off it. Anything that could be singed away is gone. No eyebrows, no eyelashes, no hair on his head. You know, bits of his fur armor have started to, like, you can see flesh underneath it. The bits of his flesh that have been exposed are blackened and cracked, and you can see blood seeping down over his cooked flesh. I'll tell you what, he is not looking good. He is not looking good. You can see blood emerging every time he moves, these little cracks of charred flesh in his skin, like if you can imagine like plates of lava that kind of crack, and you can see bits of lava coming through on the black surface. That's what his flesh is starting to look like, except it's flowing like rivers of blood, right? So you are chipping away slowly at this guy. I'm telling you, it is close. But there is a possibility of victory here. There is a very real possibility. He should have thought about it before. We walked into his camp. He was just trying to he's just trying to cook himself some dessert, yeah? You know? He's just having a dinner party with his brother. The 2 heads. All right. It's the little halfling's turn. He is now in the initiative order. From 10 feet away, his short bow will have disadvantage, so he holds his short bow. He let it go before he's seen this big ogre kind of come within 10 feet of him. He grabs a dagger from his pocket and goes to throw it at the beast. Will the dagger hit? With a dirty 20, his dagger rains through and you know what? This guy is close. The dagger, conk, one head, right in the forehead. This dagger, the ogre kind of goes, and it is divoted into his head. Blood starts to, and one side of this ogre starts to kind of rock and sway, blood seeping down like a waterfall on his forehead. If you've ever seen anybody's head burst, get cut in any way, you will know that blood fucking flows. Yeah, how much damage is this little dagger gonna do? Oh, that's awesome! This dagger is gonna do more damage than you. It's gonna do 7 damage. Just more damage than your last 2 attacks. Holy shit. Oh, it's doable. It's doable. Okay. This one head, he's like barely conscious. He's got this dagger in his skull. Blood is flowing. The other head on this Etten orc is starting to freak out. He's like, I'm not gonna switch across. He's like, bro, you okay? And so he is going to, with his battle axe, he's gonna move his last 10 feet. He is going to try and swipe at this little halfling. Holy shit. Who I can tell you has an AC class of 15. Has an AC class of 15. Oh, with an 11. With an 11, the guy is so off-put by his brother who's slowly bleeding out next to him that he goes to move his battle axe and his brother kind of dips and it misses. And then his brother almost instinctually, without thinking, he's still technically conscious for this multi-attack. He is going to, with his Morning Star, and just wildly swing in the direction of the halfling. Oh, with a 25, he hits. He hits our little halfling friend. And it almost launches this little halfling off his feet as it katonka comes up under his stomach. The halfling raises up off the ground and topples back a few feet, pierced by all of the sharp points of the Morning Star for 10 points of damage on our little halfling friend. That's not good. That's not good at all. Blood. He kind of gets on the ground, he kind of rolls and he looks up, and blood starts to seep between the fingers of his hands as he clutches his stomach, which is just ripped and torn by this Morning Star. It is our turn again at the top of the 5th round. The 5th round, my friends. Oh my goodness. We have options, but they are dwindling. We have no more level 2 spell slots. All right. No more Scorching Ray. No more Shut Up. What do we have at this range? We can close the distance. We can close the distance and try Burning Hands. We have all of our cantrips. All right. We have Firebolt we can do from where we're at. We have Ray of Frost we can do from where we're at. We can try to cast Sleep with thinking that this guy's HP is going to be quite low, that maybe we can get him. We can close 15 feet of distance, and with the 15 feet radius we have left, we can cast Burning Hands. Or we can go Cure Wounds. We have 1 use of that per day, and we can cast it on ourselves or on our halfling friend if we feel like somebody needs to heal up. What are we going to do? Fire, Ice, Sleep, Burning Hands, Cure Wounds. We need a tiebreaker. Ray of Frost is a cantrip. Sleep is a level 1 spell slot. Geeth coming through to break the tie. Ray of Frost it is. We need to roll to hit. Who was the first person? Charles. Can I please have a D20 to hit with a Ray of Frost? We get to add 6. Run, Mike! He's rolled a 9, but it's okay because a +6 gets to 15, and that fucking hits. Let's go. We get to roll 2 D8s. Let me just check something. There is a very, very slim, this is giving a lot away. There is a very slim possibility that if you roll max damage, you can kill this motherfucker right here, right now. Who else wanted to roll a 2? Mans, can I get a D8 from you? Geeth, can I get a D8 from you? A 1's not gonna do it. We're not gonna finish him right now, but that's okay. And a 3. Man, You guys. You want to drag it out. You want to keep the experience going. I understand. You just get up. Charles is on the floor. But still, from a distance, you launch your giant fire. Fucking ray of frost. Sorry. Oh my god, I'm so distracted. It's all happening at this fucking Etten, and where it was burning, you hit it. You hit it in its side because it's facing the halfling. You hit him in his side, and ice and shards kind of crackle. I think I have a sound effect for. I do. Here we go. That wasn't cool. Let's do it again. Shards of ice hit this motherfucker for 4 points of cold damage. It's a quarter of the full damage. So I wonder what you have to get to bring him down. Okay, it is your... That was your turn. 30 feet from the... 40 feet now, because it closed the distance from this monster, which is, I think, the... We have 60 feet on Ray of Frost, so we're good. Okay, it is now little Mike's turn. Fuck it, you know his name's Mike. We'll introduce him properly later. This halfling, bleeding, this young, small boy of like 3 feet tall, right? Who just went flying back 10 feet at the sheer force of this morning star, picks himself up for half his movement. And for his other 15 feet of movement, he's tiny. He only gets 10 more feet of movement. He's gonna back up 10 feet. And as he does, he's gonna pull another arrow from his quiver, and he is going to aim it at the Etten. Will it ring true? Will he cause enough damage? Can he fell the creature in one hit? Is that even possible? He can't, but he can get it pretty fucking close to dead. You know, I'm gonna roll it in chat. He gets a +6 to his short bow damage. Why do I get the good rolls? Why do I get the good rolls? So with a 24, this arrow flies true. And 5 + 4 for 9. This guy's doing more damage than you. And he is under half your size and probably like a quarter of your age. All right, so for 9 points of damage, this arrow finally hits. It hits the one who has the dagger in it. The arrow goes through its throat. Yeah, and with so much damage, the head falls limp. I don't know the anatomy of these creatures. One arm that was holding the morning star goes limp, drops it to the ground. One leg starts to wobble. He starts to wobble, he's losing his balance. His orcish friend, his orcish brother. Can you imagine sharing a body with your sibling and then they die? What?
No! No! He starts headbutting. Wake up! Oh, that was interesting. Wake up! Wake up! No! And he's going to... Hold on.
He is going to... Let's say he's got half his movement now, right? He's got half his movement, which takes him exactly 20 feet to where Mike is from him. Yeah, so he's now 60 feet from you. He's closing the distance to Mike. So much in your brain that you got to keep up with. He is going to drag. It's like difficult terrain because he's dragging the body of his dead brother that's half of him across. And with his battle axe, he's going to try and I'm going to tell you with this hit, he's going to try and finish Mike off. With a 26, he hits. I don't want this NPC to die, you guys. This might happen. It might happen. Charles, you yell out, Mike, no, run! He tried to back up as fast as he could. That is the extent of his movement. But this giant orc towering above him is going to bring this battle axe down upon him for... I'm so scared. I'm so scared. I don't want this guy to die. I'm gonna roll it in chat. Ricky! Alright. Okay. Because I'm not fudging this. This guy gets a +5 to his hits. Yeah? So it's a D8 +5 for his battle axe. Mike has 10 HP left. If this is a 5 or more, Mike is down. He's not a player character, but I will do his death saving throws per round for battle. But this has to be less than a 5. Okay? We need a 1, 2, 3 or a 4. Come on, bad rolls. Oh my god. This is what we spent all of our time saving. I know, this halfling. That's what it feels like. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Yes! Ah, fucking yes. Okay, for 6 points of slashing damage, which really is not good. Which is really not good. Holy shit balls. Mike is on 4 HP. He is standing. This battle axe has come into him. He's trying to run away. He's shot. He's turned. He's trying to leg it. This Edding has dragged itself up to him. It's able to keep up the distance because Mike is stumbling. Mike has these gashing wounds in his stomach. And this axe comes down, slices into the back of this small halfling, slices him from shoulder blade to butt cheek, just right through, and he is bleeding. But he is standing. You think the random number generator ain't that random? It's literally a random number generator. Wow. It is our turn. It is our turn, and we could fucking end it all now. We have this round at the top of round 6 to save Mike. It's basically all up to this. We didn't do Burning Hands last time, do we? So we still have the option of closing our range to get within 15 feet to do Burning Hands. Yeah? We don't have Scorching Ray. We don't have Sleep. Cure Wounds is spelt like this. These are our options. The ogre's wearing natural armor. He's just a big guy with kind of like furs and leathers that have been like, you know, really badly sewn together. He's not wearing any actual armor. All right, Firebolt. cantrip, 2d8s of damage. Ray of Frost, cantrip, 2d8s of damage. Sleep. Do we think he has less HP than we'll roll for? We could put this motherfucker to sleep right now. Burning Hands. Level 1 spell slot. We creep up on the distance. 15 feet, Burning Hands. It takes half damage. And as long as you guys get at least 6 points of damage, I'm telling you, you can end him. Or cure wounds. Fuck it, we gotta help Mike. Sleep in the fire. Sleep in the fire. I'm sorry, YT, everyone's... You've been trying to put this fucker to sleep for a while. Alright, that's the minute. Burning motherfucking hands. Fire, 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 fire. Let's go. We close the distance. We get within 15 feet of this two-headed ogre. We are going to use our last level 1 spell slot to cast fucking Burning Hands. He needs to make a dexterity saving throw. He takes at least half damage even as he succeeds. This could have been a very good strategic move. Okay. I'm gonna roll it in chat. This guy has a -1 to his dexterity saving throws. Yeah? So he needs to get 15 or higher to succeed. Here we go. Cook to well done, please. Stop pressuring us. You gotta feel the tension. Combat's like one of my favorite parts. And here we go. With 13 -1 to 12, he is going to take the full force of your Burning Hands. I'm gonna need 3 people in chat to roll a d6 each. Who voted for it? Charles, can I get a d6 from you? Mans, can I get a d6 from you? Keith, can I get a d6 from you? I'm gonna tally them up. I'm gonna see how much damage you guys fucking do. As long as you get... Can't roll? Alright, I'll take Alicia's roll for your roll, Charles. The keyboard stopped working? Get you typed that? Chat. How would you like to do this? Unfortunately, you can't describe it to me. Well, you can. Everybody, type in chat how, if you could describe how you brought down this fucking ogre. He had 3 HP. Mike had 4 HP. You, still luckily enough, sitting okay on 22 HP, but it was fucking close. How did you fucking fell this beast? I like to think that within 15 feet you cast this massive burning ray and you target it exactly on the remaining head. And you know that scene in Indiana Jones, which one was it? Ark of the Covenant. And there's that cool effect that they did. I love the old school special effects. And the guy's faces just all melt down. Or was it Ark of... No, it was Ark of the Covenant. It was. And all of their faces melt. I like to think you just target your cone of fire and that ogre's face just literally just melts off. The flesh singes and melts down and it's literally just a skull on a body. That's how I think you kill him. You put him on the frying pan and into the fire. Caused all of his clothes to catch a flame and his entire body just started melting. He's basically a human fireball. And if it happens your way, he's rushing through, and let's just say the fucker trips and he falls into his own bonfire. Woof. Up in flames. Ogres for fucking dessert. Ogres for fucking dessert. The boy. Why do you want to be his friend? God, we just wanted some halfling for dessert. Just wanted some halfling. Geeth says we rushed the ogre, rubbed our hands together, and announced we went, "Burning hands, motherfucker!" Like Samuel L. Jackson. Leaped onto the ogre and just blasted burning hands down through his body and melted him to bones. Medium rare, please. Extra garlic and butter. You guys are all awesome. That was great. Wow. And we're out of initiative. We're out of initiative. We stand next to, over, wherever in your world the dead body of this ogre is compared to you. And it's been a battle, and our chest heaves, and there's just a spackling of blood from under our rib cage, but we're okay. We're okay. We're okay. We call out, "Friend, are you okay?" And we see that Mike is down on his knees. He's facing away from us, this massive gash through his back. I was about to say, Charles, if I could be so bold, chat, even though you decide, if I could be so bold as to say we walk up to Mike, our halfling friend who we're about to learn his name, and we gently place our hands on him. And we cast Cure Wounds. And the flesh on his back slowly starts to come together again. Blood stops to flow. Let's just see what we do heal him for. 1d8 plus 1. 5. Yeah. We'll heal him up. So he's over half his HP again. Oh, he's at exactly half his HP. He's okay. He's okay. He'll survive. And you look down and you go, "You're quite the brave lad. What's your name?" And he looks up and he speaks for the first time. And he goes, "I'm Mike. Thanks for saving me. Twice." And he has this youthful exuberance about him. There's something about this halfling. He's so small and he's so young, but there's something emboldened in his eyes and something confident in the way he talks that you think that this halfling's definitely fearless, definitely curious, definitely he's brave. Maybe gives you a bit of a hint of a troublemaker. What was he doing here with these orcs? We should have ate some Mike ribs with plum sauce. You guys are evil! That's what you see, Geethman. You put a hand on his shoulder and you go, "You did good, Mike. Thank you for returning and helping the fight. Couldn't have done it without you." With the raid, Sins! Hi, hi, hi! Hello, raiders, welcome in. We just defeated a two-headed ogre also known as an Etten, in our D&D adventure today. Thank you for joining us. This time every week I run a Chats Decide interactive D&D adventure where you guys get to make core decisions about what the player does. You guys get to make all the important rolls to see if we're successful or not in our decisions, and in battle you guys are responsible for the hits, the misses, and the damage. Welcome in Mike Signaki from Monsters Inc. This little fearless nugget of a halfling. And I think, thank you so much for coming in, readers. I'll give everybody a recap to summarize today. So, because there's some important plot points. Yeah? So we were on our way to a town called Thornhaven to investigate something strange there. The town was said to be cursed and people were starting to go mad. So we're venturing on our way to Thornhaven to uncover what's happening in this town and see if we can help. On the way, we had to rest for the night, and our camp was attacked by a crazed ogre. She looked weird, she smelt weird, she had cabbages in her pockets. When we inspected her body after we killed her, she had weird shards growing in her head, these little crystal blue shards that were growing in her head. We decided to follow her tracks to see where she came from. We followed her tracks and we found her encampment. And at her encampment, we found a two-headed ogre, also known as an Etten, that they were arguing. They were arguing about whether they should go find her because she knew the secret whereabouts of some treasure that they had hidden in a cave. And they decided they would go and they'd find out what happened to Henrietta, and she was acting strange and she kind of just ran off like a mad woman into the forest, and they were going to find her, but first they wanted to eat dessert. And for dessert was a little halfling that we've just learned his name is Mike. It was a little halfling named Mike. And half of chat wanted to join in on dessert and eat him. Half of chat wanted to save him. I know mathematically this is wrong, but I've also remembered that half of chat, a third of chat, wanted to run away and was like, sorry, good luck, buddy. We ended up fighting the ogre. We freed Mike. We told him to run into the forest, and we left ourselves one-on-one in this battle with this two-headed ogre. They're a level 4 creature. We're a level 5 fighting this thing solo. It was going to be a rough battle at the best of times. At the top of round 4, our little halfling friend returned to help us and turned the tide of this battle, almost sacrificing his life for us because we saved him. And maybe you'll learn a little bit about Mike next week. But that's where we're at. We have just killed this two-headed ogre. We have just healed our halfling friend. Finally learned his name. And we are tired and wounded. And as the battle has ended, it has been a long fucking night. The first of the morning rays appear over the edge of the forest. And the light is lit up in this beautiful orange glow to start the new day. And where will this new day take us? Well, you might just have to tune in next week to episode 3 to see how we're going to continue the adventure.